Hello, Boring Review Nation. Gabe,
Nick,
and we are here today to bring you another gem. Hopefully,
gem.
You know what? I gotta say, last time it was a gem, and I'm kind of disappointed in myself because I should have probably followed up more on their music when they came out and did that Jay-Z compilation, because I was like, man, they're awesome, but it was like not to the point where I was like, oh man, let me check out some of their independent music. I've done that with other artists or rappers. Like, they'll do a feature, and that's why rappers used to do a lot of features, right? They'll jump on somebody's
Introduced to someone else.
Yeah. Oh wow. Let me check out their album. But I never did that with Linkin Park. Like I said, outside of just listening to their compilations on the Black Album with Jay-Z, and then when you gave me, I was like, oh wow, that was dope. You know what I mean? I was like, and then I was gonna say something silly like, well, why weren't they bigger? Duh. Why weren't they bigger? They did a collaboration with the biggest rapper of all time, at least. And I know people are gonna kill me. Yes, they were big. It's not like Jay-Z picked randos like, okay, let me know. He picked probably one of the bigger acts in rock to be with the biggest act in rock. In rap, excuse me.
I don't know this for sure, but I've always had a suspicion. 'Cause like when you listen to the performances they gave live, if you listen to the entire thing, there's a small little part where it says like they didn't broadcast this concert or anything like that. They just reached out to their biggest fans. So they have such a huge community, or they did at the time, that all they had to do was like a few text messages out. Like not even like, I don't know, it's on social media. And they had enough people to pack whatever house they were doing. Right. And it was like a surprise. Like, you've been so loyal to us for so long. Right. We're going to surprise you with Jay-Z singing with us, and we're working on that. That's the impression I got. So I think he also wanted just like to have that, actual real experience, right, and their reaction to it. But these guys were they took years just to get their debut album, Hybrid Theory, out, but that debut album went 10 million sold for the first album, and then they followed up with Meteora, which did like, at least 6 or 7 million sold. So that's a huge numbers, and they jumped right onto the scene, and then, it was kind of turbulent a little bit here or there because they kept changing their sound a little bit, and the fans wanted the old stuff, but they're like, we're not going to be stuck in the mud. We want to keep inventing.
Let me ask you a question. Why do artists feel that they need to do that? Like, I fell in love with you for this reason.
I agree. I like the music. Let's keep it going. But I think what happens, and this is just because I thought about this a lot, my opinion is, I think they feel like if we're not always evolving, then what's the point? I think they feel like it's cheap just to keep going back on something that they know is a formula that works. But when it comes to like YouTube, we react to just a few different types of things because this is what has worked for our channel. Right. It's a niche, right? And I have no problem for bands that stick with their niche because they're really good. Like Nickelback, I still am a fan of Nickelback. I know it's so lame to be a fan of Nickelback. I don't care. I like their music.
Like what you like, yeah.
But they stick to the same type of stuff. They change this or that, and they always have these great songs, in my opinion. It kind of bugged me a little bit with these guys that they kept changing it so much. I mean, it's still Linkin Park. They didn't go to country or anything like that.
Right.
But I don't know. I think also they felt like they were getting made fun of for the new metal thing and creating this or being part of that, and they wanted to get away from that. But they're huge artists. This song, Crawling, I guarantee you'll know it as soon as it starts playing, like 15 seconds in. So One Step Closer, when you reacted to last time, was their first single. It did okay, but it didn't put them on the map. This song really put them on the map, and then in the end, especially put them on the map. Right. So I'm excited for your opinion about this one. People love this song. Like I said, we're reacting to Crawling, his very first time reacting to it. If you like our reaction anyway, please don't forget to
like and subscribe.
Hopefully my whole thing made sense to the audience. Let us know if you know more. If you're a bigger fan than I am, let us know why you think they changed their sound so much, and more information on how they and Jay-Z collaborated together, because I still love listening to those songs. Here we go.
I've heard this.
creepy guy.
There's something inside me that pulls beneath the surface, consuming, confusing. This lack of self-control I fear is never ending, controlling. I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Not a sense of confidence. I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before. So insecure. Crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal. Fear is how I fall. Confusing what is real. Discomfort endlessly has pulled itself upon me. Distracting, reacting. Against my will I stand beside my own reflection. It's haunting how I can't seem to find myself again. My walls are closing in.
Not a sense of confidence. I'm convinced that there's just too much pressure to take.
I felt this way before. So insecure. Crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal. Fear is how I fall. Confusing what is real. Crawling in my skin. These wounds, they will not heal. Fear is how I fall. Confusing what is real. Confusing what is Confusing what is real.
Dude, his voice, like how he can take it from one place to another place, it always puts goosebumps on my arms.
You know, it's what I did not know this was Linkin Park. I've heard it actually, I think in a movie before, and then maybe in the radio. Like I'd never heard the full thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's gonna be an added. Added, my friend.
Absolutely.
And dude, again, it must. It was a silly question to even think like how big were. Of course they're big. Jay-Z's not gonna just take some. You know, it got to the point, bro. No joke. Where you know in rap you could pay for another artist to come on, and there's two artists that you couldn't pay. You couldn't pay Lil Wayne and you couldn't pay Jay-Z. They like would listen to you, and if you were dope enough, they would go on your track. But other than that, they were like you know what I mean? Like it was just.
I'm not gonna put my stuff on your stuff if it's trash.
That's how high. And so for him to choose them to do that collab and introduce, you know, the world of rock, heavy metal, whatever, to Jay-Z, the artist, and even though I'm sure they knew who Jay-Z was as a name, but to do that crossover, they had to be a huge band. And I can see why now, dude, I will ask, the one guitarist, he had headphones on. I've never seen that before, but I believe in the first video, he had headphones on as well or whatever. Was that like his thing, or was it like...
I don't know. Maybe it was his way because I think a lot of musicians do that, like, especially when they're playing live, so they can actually hear the music, so they can play along and not the loud crowd, right?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like his thing. Like he just started doing that in videos. Because it's a music video. You don't need that for a music video.
Right.
But maybe it was just his thing. I don't know.
Right.
He also has this move that he does where he likes to like go in and do his guitar and then kind of go back out a little bit.
Yeah.
You'll notice that in a lot of videos.
Yeah, but dude, it was dope. I definitely enjoyed it. Interesting video. You know, I was never one of those people who judge like videos like, oh my gosh, that's such a great video. Like, I remember it was such a big thing where like when Michael Jackson dropped that 18-minute video, I don't know, honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
But Thriller, and then, you know, the whole dance-offs and the Smooth Criminal, the videos were like epic. Like, oh my gosh.
he made an experience.
Yeah,
for sure.
I never I was just like, man, is the song good? You know, am I enjoying it? That's pretty much my big thing. You know, I was never really more of like, oh, this video was great, this video wasn't great. You know what I mean? Sometimes what was that one band that had the weird video? Tool. I was like, what? Yeah, exactly. So I said that weird video. I was like, bro, what is it? Song was great, but that video was like, whoa, what's going on?
My artistic palette. But yeah, no, for sure. I usually just like all these songs. I rarely listen to the music. Like nowadays, you want to listen to music, you put it on YouTube, so it's free.
Yeah.
But back in the day, you'd have the CD or whatever, and you just listen to it over and over. I probably only watched this video a few times, so I'm watching it too. Like, okay, this is what it's about. Like I had never really paid attention.
Right.
I just remember like the ice things happening in the past, but there are some music videos that you just have to watch, like Smooth Criminal, the Alien Ant Farm cover of it. I'm not sure if you ever heard that before. The music video is hilarious. They do definitely an homage or an homage to Michael Jackson in that,
right.
but they do it in a hilarious way. By the Way, which is a Red Hot Chili Pepper song, that video is absolutely hilarious. It's either By the Way or maybe it's Danny California, about this creepy taxi driver that kidnaps the lead singer, and at one point he stops him, like he parks the car in a tunnel. And then, like, the music is going, do, like, something like that. And he's in the tunnel, and he's dancing around, like, some flares or whatever. And Anthony Kiedis, it's like, what is going on? Like, that's a hilarious video. But there's very few that you're just like, okay, who cares about the video?
Right.
Let's listen to the music. But I'm glad you like that. It's a great song. There's so many more I want you to react to, but it's all about if the audience wants us to react to more. If not, I'll just send the songs via text message. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you want us to react to more. Again, first time for him listening to these songs. If you like this video, if you'd like to subscribe, and until next time.
We know all things.